beautiful creatures, it's Jen's Heart. How are you doing? So Inktober is officially over and I decided to do a sketchbook Inktober tour to show you what I was working on throughout this whole month. And I only went through 21 days of Inktober this year and did an additional day of October favorites. So from the beginning I decided to divide the Inktober into 4 weeks where each week will have its individual theme and I will be a little bit more excited to start the new week each time. The first week was about creating illustrations for the Ribbon Cycle books, and here you have Ronan and his albino night whore. I had so much fun with placing the characters and playing with composition, and as for the materials that I used in the sketchbook, it's dip pen and pencil pocket brush pen for wider strokes, brush for ink washes, waterproof ink, and just regular ink to do everything else, and also masking fluid to create white spaces or like stars, constellations, and this stuff. As for the colored, I used ink and watercolor ink and just mix them together. I also had focal points or key points for each of the pieces. So for example, here it was the words decaying, little flowers, and scarves, because these words helped me to dive into the mood of piece a bit easier and create this kind of aesthetic of the piece. I also got a lot better with values through this Inktober. Like I started with using just light washes and then experimenting more and adding more darker colors. And also placing characters in an environment. Like I never thought that I would be able to push that off. Here I have used the Golden ink by Winsor & Newton, and I really like how it turned out, but I have the regret that you cannot see it on the scanned piece. Through the end of this first week, I actually created illustrations, like the whole illustration in one day, so I sketched it and came up with the idea on this day or on the day previous and actually did the piece in that day. So at the end of the first week I was already getting tired, so the next week I decided to do it in a simpler way. And the next week was about just autumn things, and I have created like little shapes and squares for the background, where I don't have to get character on the foreground to interact with the background, but just having the background as for the mood of the piece, or just giving you the vague idea of what is going on and where the character is. And the second week was also for my original characters, so I was just referencing a whole lot of different man faces. I noticed that I have an issue with the drawing characters full size because they come up a little bit too short, so right now I'm currently working on the proportion measuring things. Here at this point I got really tired of using just one color, and also I was running out of autumn colors, so I decided to try and combine two of them. Here you can see only one color, but it's actually just shade and lights, so it counts. This is one of my favorite pieces so far in the sketchbook, and it is dedicated to the song from Agnes Obel, which called Dorian. It's really hard to make it out, but it is a dark emerald green color, and unfortunately cannot see it on the scanned piece as well. I couldn't see it, so I added it digitally in Photoshop. And the third and final week, where I really got tired of making up pieces every day, because I should have thought about this beforehand, and my hand actually started hurting from drawing so much each day, and yeah, so I stopped and quit on this week, but I still decided to finish this up and yeah, here we are doing the supernatural fan art theme week. And I didn't use the characters from the canon version, but rather created my own SPN Witch Castiel alternative universe. And the alternative universe is just when you taking the character or the things you like from the canonical version, like the original version of TV show or a book, and placing it in whole new environment or giving them new features. I'm still working on this universe, but I really like the idea of simple, just regular person, cartographer, Dean, walking through the woods and stumbling upon this powerful being, not knowing whether it's safe to interact with him or whether it's safe to actually have him in the area where he and his family lives. Yeah, here is the last piece of the Inktober, and I could have gone with doing just, like simple small sketches, but I felt like it was cheating some sort of, so I decided to do one last full with background with a little bit more complicated interaction between the character piece, and then get it over and done with and finish and quit Inktober on this note. The last piece that I did is in October, I keep saying Inktober favorites, October favorites, and as it was Inktober this whole month, I went with ink for this illustration as well. And you can find the post on my Instagram where I talk a little bit more of what is going on here and what are my favorites. Or you can check my previous video vlog if you're interested. Also, if you're new to this channel or if it's the first video that you see, please be sure to write down your October favorites so we can get to know each other a little bit more better. So anyway, that is it for the sketchbook. I still have a lot of pages to go through to actually finish it, but yeah. I hope that you like this video. Please be sure to notify me somehow. I wish you to have lots of inspiration for this November and all the next month. And take care, guys. Carry on. See you soon.